Hey, Big Bull Hitches here. It's been a while since I did a video, and I thought I'd do one here. We just redesigned our RV stabilizers to make them a little bit user-friendly and faster setup. And I wanted to explain the stabilizers here. And, you know, there's a lot out there on the market, and I'm not here to uh, bash any of them. They all work to some degree, no doubt about that. But I've got a few drawn up here on the board. Of course, this top one here is sort of like what comes on campers, sort of like on what's on my camper. You got the crisscross, you got the scissor, you got these that come down that's got the foot on the bottom or a piece of wood, and they all work. There's no doubt about it. They all work, but to what degree do they work? But the problem is, and I said this in my first video, is pivot points. And everywhere you've got a pin, there is potential movement. It don't matter where it's at. Now, of course, the piece of wood don't have a pin in it, but the jacks that come down here and have the pivoting foot, yes, they have that pivot point. And the problem with pivot points is they move with each other and not against. But like I say, I'm not bashing any of these. They work, but in my opinion, if I was going to do one of these scenarios, I would go with the wood because it's like a wedge. And that's what you want. You want something solid on the top, solid on the bottom that doesn't pivot. So, but the only thing, the negativity about wood is, of course, you know, it twists, it bows, not necessarily rock because you'll probably keep them inside. But once you determine your length that you need, you know, you need to be on a 45 degree. But the problem with wood is you get to a camping spot, say your camper's set up at 26 degrees from the ground to the frame, to your connecting point with your wood. Well, when you get to a camping spot, that's going to change. So that's going to throw your angle off if you've initially set those at 45 degrees. So I've did a little calculation here at 26 degree frame height. So if you cut your board at 37 inches, which would be exactly on a 45, if this height changes from 26, let's just say it moves up an inch. Okay, the calculation of this at 27 now, that board instead of 45 would be at 43 degrees. Well, let's say it changes, you know, we'll go big, which I've never seen it go 6 inches. I have seen probably a camping site move forward at least. And so we'll figure this up at 32 inches. We're at 32 inches. This board that you've made at 37 inches long, now that board is at 30 degrees. And we all know at 30 degrees it's going to be supporting more vertical load than horizontal load. So, and that's why, you know, you're out there on a construction site and they're putting up a wall and they stop for the day, you know, you'll see them put up the boards to support it, the load and the wind and everything. And it's the same concept of our design, of our wedge, that we wedge it up here against the frame. We have two different connecting points. We have one here, our customers, a lot of them say it's the arrow. And then we have the L, which goes on the bottom. So the arrow go on the top of the I-beam. The L will go on the bottom of the I-beam. And of course, it comes down to the ground. We're at 45 degree reference point. If this is sitting flat, then you know you're on exactly a 45 degrees. And you can look up here, and this is flat. You're on the 45 degrees every time. So our stabilizers are adjustable to accommodate, this frame up and down from the ground. So, if your frame changes from the ground up 2 inches, you just adjust ours. We have a new design of a ratchet, and you just adjust it up to where this sits flat, and you're at a 45 degree every time. So this is our new design here. There's nothing wrong with the old design. It's the same. It works exactly the same way. It's just a little bit user friendly with our ratchet design. So you just slide this up till it gets up against the frame, and you're looking at the bottom, and it's flush. And once you get it up against the frame, you don't have to sit here and crank this thing up. You can maybe just crank one time. The rack has a 5/16 pitch, so vertically, every click, you're moving this up 220 thousandths, or just say a 1/4 inch. And that's all you need to do. I wouldn't move it but one click. I'd get it up against it flush, and then maybe one click, just take it and just go one click, and that's it. And then you put your straps on the bottom, your other one's over here. And once you get the straps hooked on your D-rings, it pulls it in, and you're up against the ground, up against the frame, and it wedges it up to keep that movement from happening in your RV. So, like I say, this is a new design. We're going to put rubber ends on them to protect your frame from scratches or dings or whatever. We got a little rubber bumper here where it comes down, it'll stop and not slam. We have the D-rings on it for your clamps, and all these, you can see this is a 45 degree design, so that bottom will sit flush on the ground, and you're on 45 every time. All this is a 1/4 inch thick steel, heavy duty. It ain't going nowhere. So if you'd like a set, you can give us a call at bigbullhitches.com. Go to the website. And we know that these ain't cheap, but they're not cheap to build them. And we know some people don't have a lot of money. If you'd like to, if you're thinking about building your own, just give me a call. I'll help you out. I understand that. A lot of my customers ask when they call us, well, I don't know if it's going to hit the skirt of my camper. Well, that's easy to figure. I've drawn this little L here. That's your skirt coming down. What you want to do, put a speed square up here against your frame, and then get a board, a little piece of a 2x4, and lay this down to where this thickness, the 1.5 inch thick, and sort of eyeball it in the center against your speed square. And when this board comes down, if it misses your skirt, you're fine, because this is not 1.5 inches thick. This is about 1.25 inches. So if your board comes down and misses your skirt, you're fine. If it don't, then we have options to drop this down and move this down here. And the good thing about this is you can always, if you need to go up higher or something like that, you can always put a concrete block under it, raise everything up, or things like that, a piece of wood. If it's on the ground and, wet ground, it's sinking in or something like that. But if you have any questions, like I say, give me a call. My number's on my website, bigbullhitches.com, and y'all have a good day. Thank you.